It is not that we are either or joyous or miserable. Rather, throughout the day, we keep changing our focus. At times, we enter joyful and productive states, at other times, painful and counterproductive ones. Many people change states frequently without being aware of it. Awareness of the factors that change your states will enable you to gain greater mastery over them. This is the next piece in talking about programs that we live with every day. The Rabbi Zelig Pliskin, in his book, Strategies for Living, Begin Again Now, A to Z Strategies for Living, we first dealt with self-acceptance as our number one tool, and now we moved into which kind of program are we going to choose to live with today? The program called How to Make Yourself Miserable, or the program called How to Make Yourself Joyous? And he's saying a very important point to us, which is throughout the day, we switch not just one time, not just 5 times, not just 20 times, but 100 times, 400 times. If you were to take a journal or even a spreadsheet and make a note on a log, how many times you switched from joyful to miserable, miserable to other kind of miserable, miserable to other kind of miserable, joy to other kind of joy, and to see how many state changes, you'd see that it's hundreds and hundreds. And why is this such important information? It's so important because I think there's a trap, at least I fall into it, and maybe you can relate to it too, which is we kind of make it too globalized. We think, like, I know when I was first reading this entry last week, it's like, okay, am I a person who does the joy building program, or am I a person who does the misery building program? I think I'm really a person who does the misery program, because if you add it up, I'm like either stay in miserable states or I go back to them or I almost choose them. Oh my gosh, so that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Well, guess what? What's crazy is that doesn't really matter on some level. We're making these global designations. Instead, let's see how many joyful states and how many times we can unhook from miserable states and get ourselves back into a joyous or positive or neutral state. A state change, right? A state change. I know many, every time I listen to Tony Robbins, he's talking about that as one of the first steps a lot. Let's do a state change. Get up and move, he says, and get physical. It's really important. And in cognitive therapy and in counseling sessions, and all the more so in coaching work, we need state changes. And are we going to choose the joyous programming? So what we learned today is that it's a process, not a destination, baby. It's a process and not a destination. And that process is the effort and the continued practice. It's a practice, not a place. And therefore, we're going to practice choosing the joyous state. So practice today. Let's practice today. Let's keep unhooking when we become aware. And we can start to note some of the patterning that keeps us trapped, as the Rabbi Pliskin suggests. Have a great day. And don't forget, you're neither a state misery person or a joyous one. You are a one in transit, always changing. Have a blessed day. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you.